woo, stacks of money, cash, strippers, fancy cars. Those are all the things that we associate with people who are chasing their dream and achieving it, because that's what we see on Instagram. We see people's highlight reels and we start to perceive that as the normal. But with anything, there is a dark opposite side to it, which rarely sees the day of light. We've got our glam Instagram life, and then we've got our behind the scenes. I want to give you more context about what the behind the scenes look like, so that when you go on your journey and you really try to level up in your life, you're prepared for these. They don't take you by surprise, and you don't come to that point and think, oh no, I must not be cut out for this because no one else has gone through this. I'm alone. Well, you're not. Everyone has. So I want to share these points with you right now. One of the first obstacles you're going to hit is a very real sense of isolation. A lot of growth happens when we leave our hometown, when we leave those people we grew up with. And with that, it means a lot of people are going to start to misunderstand why you want to do what you're going to do. Because if you up and go one day and you decide to get out of your hometown, you don't want to be around all these influences which have programmed you to be exactly what you are today. People are going to start to judge you for that. And it's quite simple, because if you go, I want a better life than this is not for me, then that's almost an insult to those other people. And while it's really not, that's how they're going to perceive it. They're going to perceive it as you talking down to them, thinking you're better than them, whatever. But we have to understand we only get one life, right? We have to live it the way we want to live it. If other people don't like that, so be it. I dropped a YouTube video a couple of days ago saying why I left Australia forever. It's up to about 300 views now, and the only comments I've got have been very negative comments from people in Australia. Stuff like, oh, you're going to Thailand to try and exploit people for cheaper. Well, no, I'm not, because I'm bringing money into the country. I'm not taking any money out. Or good luck getting your pension when you're 67. Well, I'm out here building my own businesses so I can retire myself. So that's what you can expect to happen when you put yourself out there, especially in Australia, tall poppy syndrome, all that fun stuff. So just make sure you are prepared for that when it happens. At the beginning of your journey, you're going to get a lot of support. During the middle, no one will support you. You have to support yourself. And then when you get to the end, all these people from the beginning will be like, oh, you made it. Please send me some money. How did you do it? And they'll take you seriously again. Don't get lost in the middle. That's where most people fail. Second thing, sacrifice, and a lot of it. You're going to have to throw away weekends. You're going to have to throw away this idea of balance. Don't listen to the Bali wellness chicks which talk to you about, oh, you should have a flow in your life. You should, work a bit, play a bit, look after your mental, etc. When we actually have to break out, when we're that rocket ship who's got to go up through the skies, we can't pause halfway because we're going to crash and burn. And even if we do pause halfway and we try and catch it, we've got all that momentum to reverse. Sacrifice becomes a snowball. We start pushing it on top of the hill, and as long as we keep pushing it, it's going to get bigger and bigger. It's going to roll faster and faster. But every time we opt out of doing what we need to do, every time we opt out of going in the direction we want to be going, it's just going to slow it down. We're going to lose some snow. We're going to hit a rock. We're going to have to put it back together and keep going. So the quickest way to achieve everything you want in your life is just never let that snowball stop rolling, because it only gets easier the further you go down that path. Everything we have has to go into our mission, and for that you must have a mission that you absolutely believe in, so you can justify making these sacrifices and not feel too bad about it. Third thing, uncertainty. There is absolutely no certainty when you go into entrepreneurship, especially when you go start your own business. There's no certainty you will win. There is one certainty though. If you do not do that, if you do not go for the thing you want with every fiber in your body, you are 100% certain to never achieve the life you want. So while there's no certainty, and people might say to you, oh, how can you be certain it's going to work out? Just work your office job, it's much safer. Well, you can't be certain, but you can be certain it will not work out if you don't at least go for it. And there's always going to be an element of risk and doubt throughout your journey. It doesn't go away after the first few months. It can get easier when you get stable income, but there's always going to be those pitfalls. But when we're thinking about problems, don't trust that a problem is not going to appear. That's how we get sideswiped and wiped out. Trust that the problem is going to appear, but you are going to be able to handle it when it comes up, no matter what it is. And that's where we get a deeper confidence from. We don't care if problems happen, we know we can solve them and keep moving. The fourth one here is the term you hear get thrown around all the time, and that's delayed gratification. We hear it all the time, but a lot of people do not actually know what it truly means. It's similar to sacrifice. When we want something, we have to ask ourselves, what do we want more? Do we want this temporary buzz? Do we want to go out and do these things? Do we want to go party with our friends? Or is what we want to achieve our dream life, to achieve that vision that we have in our mind? Whichever one we actually want more, we should go towards. Because too many people on their journey to live the life they want will start to sacrifice what they want most for what they want now. We start to lean into these little dopamine hits we can get along the way because it's all good, we can come back tomorrow and I've earned it. Going back a year and a half ago, I had two very distinctive 6-month blocks. The first 6-month block was in Australia, where I knew I had to break out. I wanted to come back to Thailand. I want to live here permanently. So I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. I didn't even doom scroll for 6 months. The only thing I did was work on my business with my mate, drink black coffee, work out once a day, hit my calories, and that was it for 6 months. And I remember as I was making the content for some of our affiliate marketing during this time, oftentimes I'd feel like crying with frustration. I was sitting in my room swearing and cursing at everything, but then once that was done, I'd feel so much better. And this went on for 6 months. This didn't just happen for a week and then I broke out. It was this relentless discipline and delaying what I wanted. That was the first 6-month block where the money went kajow. Then when I went to Thailand, there was a very different second 6-month block. This is where I thought, you know what, I've actually done it. This is the mission. This is the dream I had and I have realized it. Now I can relax a bit. So I started smoking again. I started doing these things which I shouldn't have been doing. I started wasting time watching YouTube instead of focusing on my mission at hand. And so my output dropped, the income started to drop. We had a problem and I wasn't in the right mind frame to deal with it. And this stayed with me for 6 months. I thought, oh, I've still got plenty of cash in the bank. It'll be fine. It'll fix itself in the future. I'm a smart guy now. I've figured it out. My life's just gonna be good. And ultimately it didn't. So I had to go back to the mindset I had in that first 6-month block and keep that going. And the last roadblock you're gonna hit here is gonna be a lot of criticism and a lot of hate. And this is why we have to take a moment to ourselves and actually understand what is it that we want to do and why do we want to do it. And that has to be a very, very strong thing because a lot of people will criticize and hate you for it. I'm not going to say all your friends and family are going to turn on you, but just random people out there are going to try and put you down because you are doing something that they do not have the courage to do. You're taking that leap of faith, you're putting yourself out there, you're suffering, and they do not want to acknowledge that what you are doing might actually work out. Because if they acknowledge that what you are doing is the right path and that you might be able to live a life 300 times better than theirs by doing this, they've only got two options. The first one is to say, yes, he's right, he's doing something that I am not, okay, that's fine. And then they've got to live their life in misery knowing that they have so much potential that they could also do this thing, but they're choosing not to. But us humans, we have a lot of pride, we do not want to acknowledge that. So most people go with option 2. That's where they have to try and discredit you. They have to try and say, yeah, what you're doing, not a good idea, not gonna work out, do what we're doing, it's much better. Or if they can't do that, they've got to try and cause you to fail themselves. They've got to put stumbling blocks in your way. They've got to talk down to you. They've got to try and get you to a point where you want to quit because then they're going to feel better about themselves. If these people are not going to try and live the life that they want, if they're not going to go through that pain and sacrifice, the only option they're left with is to try and tear down those who are going for it. And you will see this a lot in Australia. So my Australian brothers, be ready for it. Stick with your mates who actually support you. Build a brotherhood who's going to encourage each other. And to some extent, you're just going to have to block out that noise, acknowledge that's what's happening, but understand why it's happening. Don't take it personal. Just water off a duck's back, keep moving. So the dream life is absolutely real. Those Instagram highlight reels are absolutely real. But it's bought. It's not something you just get. It's bought with pain, discipline, and sacrifice. If you lock in those 3 and you do them for the rest of your life, you can have all the Instagram highlight reels you want. That'll never go away. If you're willing to go ahead and take that hit, you can earn the life that all those other people can only watch on a screen. So I hope you enjoyed this one, boys. Smash a like, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought. And as always, gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Ciao!